Hey everybody, welcome back to Millie Chun TV, and I want to say a big welcome back to the Fly Aunt. The Fly Aunt and
Hey, Millie Crew.
I know the Fly Aunt and I started a year ago
Yes.
doing love and relationship series. We need to probably get back to that. It's a lot going on, but I love it. Now she's an amazing podcaster. We're going to talk about that later. But we are here because we do talk back and forth and we share a love for Love and Marriage Huntsville and all the craziness that it is. And we are going to go through it and talk about it. Welcome back, Fly Aunt.
I'm so happy to be here with the Millie Crew on this fine Saturday evening.
So we're just going to talk about the season as we know it because I didn't write anything down, and I'm sure everybody in the comments, they can just let us know what it is. Hello everyone here. Thank you all for being here tonight, and we just going to get into it. So Ebony and I have talked about it, and so Ebony, do you feel like this has been the season of the millimeters?
Absolutely.
The season of the millimeters.
They are unpaid participants.
Unpaid participants.
And I don't even know. My thing about this is, and we kind of touch bases on this, I am a reality TV fan from back in the real world when the real world was like the only reality TV show. That's how far my love for reality TV goes.
Right.
And based on all the shows that I've watched, I cannot ever recall a time where a reality TV show has inserted a fan base
right
as a storyline.
Every week.
Yes. And then not only that, the way they've inserted the fan base is with a negative connotation.
Yes. The people who keep your show on television,
you're alienating them.
I mean, they have blamed them for absolutely everything.
Yes.
Ratings, like how a scene goes, if something has happened, right? And
it's crazy.
There was one episode, I can't remember which one it was, but when I did the review, I was like, well, I guess the millimeters was off this week because they didn't talk about them. But
it wasn't their turn to clock in, I guess.
Every episode.
Except and then another thing that, since we're talking about the millimeters, is the millimeters is basically the only named fan base, because I'm not going to say nobody else on the show doesn't have a fan base, but they are the old, like, I don't know what anybody else on the show, if they have a fan base, I don't know if they have a name or whatever, but that's the only fan base that I know of. Then the person that the fans tune in to watch, they're not even showing that person.
Not even there. Mel does cameo appearances.
That's what it gives.
That she executive produces. Right?
Crazy.
And let's get into that because I'm so glad to talk to you about this. So to me, a lot of people, millimeters, a lot of people in the comments have said they're pushing Mel out. Mm-hmm. I can see it. With the introduction of Sonny and Moses, with the introduction, and all these people got like triangle situations. With the introduction of Trish and Ken, and now Marquez, like it's like they want us to forget the main characters and focus on these people because they're gonna take it up. But you started a show. And everybody has said this. You started a show about Black excellence, and you're giving us cheating, lying. You're giving us, he stole my man, he stole my man, she stole my man. You're giving us like triangular situations. These are all entanglements.
Well, I'm going to say this. For me as a reality TV, junkie, so to speak, I don't mind the mess. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind the entanglement. I don't mind the mess, but I do think there is an organic way for those types of things to be introduced. So before I go in on them, I want to tell the Love and Marriage Huntsville people the people that are the producers, production, and all of that, what I appreciate, right?
Okay.
Last year I did a post. We talked about, what it is we want to see for this new season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We wanted 2 new couples. We got 2 new couples. I'm going to give them that. They heard us. They gave us 2 new couples. We didn't want to see Martel and Mel film anymore. We're not getting that. So I am thankful. I'm happy that, those things they have incorporated. However, we wanted to see Mel in her business acumen. That's what we want to focus and see her in. But they said, we're not seeing Mel at all.
No.
And she is, whether people like it or not, she puts the Love and Marriage Huntsville in Love and Marriage Huntsville. When you see Melody Shari, you think about Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Just like Nene is synonymous with the Housewives
of Atlanta. Yeah. Absolutely.
But okay, when it comes to Martel, right? You got these new people in here for a new storyline, these fresh faces with fresh storylines. But if you're gonna dress it up, and as much as people do not even want to see Martel, they don't want to see him. Why does he have the same storyline? Martel is still talking about the same stuff. Mel and her cheating. Side chick. Yeah, she had this. Sir, you told Carlos not to film you if he was not going to film your real life. What is your real life? It can't still be these 20 babysitters. It can't still be Mel cheated. It can't still be the side chick. It can't still be this. What's going on with Ariane? Where's Big Ari?
Well, I don't want to see Big Ari on my screen.
I don't want to see it either, and you won't.
And I don't want to hear her voice either. She can stay over there, go live at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's fine. She is live after 5.
She's done.
My thing about Martel is his storyline will always relate to cheating because, unfortunately, Martel, we said this previously, he's not the one with the business acumen. No. So we know Mel was the brains behind everything.
Yeah.
Martel tried, damn little nets. Martel tried to bamboozle the folks with the Inez wine. And where's the there's no, I'm not seeing any longevity from that. Like he could still be, now to the defense, he does have a house that he built, okay, right? And he is trying to sell that, from what I heard.
Is it a house that he built or a house that someone with a license built that he is trying to sell as someone who had sat down and had an idea how to build a house? Because, we have found it, but Martel, as far as we know, Martel still don't have no business license. I just don't think he can pass a test. I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
It's the same storyline for the last 2, 3 AB seasons.
But that shows that it seems to me that there's no effort from him to grow and change.
No, it's not.
Because you have to have some level of growth and change. I feel like Martel is still, everybody has to find their way. Don't get me wrong. Yep. But I feel like Martel is stuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like
Martel and Tisha found a builder to have some plywood in. It seems like they're doing something different. Even Mel is talking about, like, she's changing. She's not doing this. She's on her friendship thing. Even, who else? Kimmy and Maurice are mute. They are mute. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If anybody had to leave a show, Maurice and Kimmy, I don't even understand why they, now literally for real talk, not trying to be funny, I don't understand why they still on the show. I literally don't understand that.
Listen, when I tune in and I watch them, I either fall asleep on their part or fast forward if I'm awake. It just depends on my mood. Give me a little cat nap.
And it's like, in the beginning of the show, Tisha and Kimmy were like moving back and forth between people so they can have something to talk about. Like they don't have a storyline. So I want to go talk.
Well, because Mel is not there.
Yeah, I want to go talk to Sunny. Now I want to go talk to Destiny. Ooh, child. Do we have? We should have made an order because Honey was on my Destiny.
Big D
energy. I posted something on my thing and somebody was like, I would not buy anything from Destiny, says Big D energy. Destiny took Lotto's tagline and ran with it. And just because she's from Detroit, it's not cute. No woman wants to have anything in her bathroom that says Big D energy unless it's her man that's bringing it in the house. I don't want that.
Same.
And then she got on TikTok and asked her
what she's trying to do, but yeah.
Wait, and then she got on TikTok and asked her audience, should she change the name? And she said, I don't care if y'all don't like it or not, it's still gonna be the same. But what y'all think? Doesn't even matter.
Right. Is she selling? Is she moving units on TikTok?
Everybody can't do everything.
Okay. Well, we don't.
Maybe that's not her calling. It's not her calling.
Then somebody said that she had a candle line before.
She had a candle line right after she got her walking papers. She came out with a candle line. That's that white candle that's unbreakable. You take it off, it's broken. You put. That's just like these Bath and Body Works candles I got in here. When the candles are on fire, they're on fire. When I want to snuff them out, I put the top on it. That's not. Woo! Destiny is crazy.
Okay.
Like, are you serious? You okay.
Okay, so let's round out Destiny. Do you think let's round her out real quick. Do you think she's giving us anything?
Destiny?
Yes.
No. I see. I am having Spielman. Yes, she did. It was let me say this to her first. It was a beautiful candle. The packaging was pretty. The idea was pretty, but Destiny's not doing anything with it. Destiny is not a seller. She's not Destiny's not a go-getter. I could tell her that
the pattern that I seem to think that I'm noticing with Destiny, she's not consistent. She doesn't stick with anything. She had Madani. That would be open and close. Had a couple grand reopenings.
Yep.
The candle thing didn't stick with that. Now she has Big D energy. We'll see if she sticks with that. But
she came on TikTok for one live and talking about she's not going to change the name. And I haven't seen her on. Now, I don't know. She might have blocked me at this point, but I haven't seen her back on there talking about it. You know, like you got Stormy, you got Mel, and it's like, okay, boom, let me jump on this train. But she can't hold. She doesn't seem confident. And I'm not talking about Destiny. I'm just talking about how I see it. When
how you perceive her to be.
Loud. She talking about this body glaze. She talking about this. When you see Mel, girl, this is it. 20% off with TikTok. Blah blah blah. Destiny get on there. Y'all like this? Girl, bye.
Okay.
But
she doesn't have her sales pitch down.
But as far as her on the show, she's giving 0. This is for people who love her, her people, the destinators or whatever they call. Destiny is not giving anything, and I'm gonna say this: you have to disagree with me because that's your girl, right? That you on TV, that you're following, that you're going up for. But Destiny gives nothing. Destiny's whole storyline is coming on this television and trying to figure out why this man that married this woman in 90 days when she couldn't get him to do that in 15 years. She just wants to talk about them. Destiny, you got Big D energy spray. You got Ignite. You got you're moving back. You got what's going on with your LeBaron. I know you can't really talk about him, but you could talk around it.
Right. And that's what I feel like. I feel like, you know, she's not a favorite. You know, she doesn't, you know, I sympathize with her with the Sonny and Moses situation. But you know, I could be Switzerland. I could like you today and I could not like you tomorrow. And it's just like the majority of what we get, and I know this is edited, is, you know, Destiny just does not come across as likable. She just doesn't. Now I felt, listen, I want to like you. I don't want to always feel sorry for you when you come on my screen. Right. You know what I'm saying? I want to like you. You're on the show. I want to like you.
Right.
But she, you know, she has one emotion, it seems, and and it's pissy.
But then she also seems like she wants you to like Mel is doing her thing, right? Stormy is doing her thing. Kimmy is not somebody that you feel sorry for. Tisha's needy. Destiny is needy, right? They're just.
Do you think that's why they're friends?
It's got to be, because they need each other to even build each other up, to just stand somewhere. And it's like she's a beautiful woman. She's been through a lot. You know, she's been through a lot. But it's like, what are you doing? Even talking to the dentist, it was crazy. Like,
yeah.
You don't have anything else to talk about?
And I think that's the thing. You got put on pause or whatever y'all excuses why you weren't on the show.
Right.
You got a quick turnaround, you got redeemed, and you're able to come back. What are you gonna do to keep your position? Is my thing. What you gonna take the ball and score?
Yep. Let me talk about this. Where I am having Spillman posted, and I really want to speak to this. I really do, and I want to know what you think about this. She says Sonny and Moses moving to Huntsville is weird. Destiny has a lot of hurt in her. She always seems aggressive. Okay, I think the Fly said something about this a few seconds ago. And I'm going to say this. It was horrible what happened with Destiny and Sonny and Moses. That was horrible. If I was Destiny, I would be hurt. I would be devastated. If I was talking to a man and I didn't know that this person was talking to him, let alone married him, I'd be hurt. But at the same time, Destiny, you can't show up. You can't be hurt all the time. I know that hurt. Now, as far as them moving to Huntsville, people say it could be out of spite. I feel like married people can do whatever the hell they want to do. But people want to say Huntsville is small. Huntsville is not that small. It is a city. There are areas around. Like if Destiny and them live in Madison, then Moses and Sonny could live coming in Huntsville in the east. Like you don't have to see them.
Okay.
You don't have to. It's not a circle of people. Now they go to an A&M game. Yeah, they gonna see them. You gonna see them, but it's not that small. Now those people probably are around in those circles where they see them. They're on the show, so they have to come together for different things. But if Moses and Sonny move in a certain part of Huntsville, they don't have to see Destiny.
Right.
Right. When I moved from my dorm and I moved way off from the other place where I moved to, I never saw certain people unless they was living in my complex where I was. I never saw them. So, and I'm not saying they can't run into them, but if you live in a certain part of town, y'all not gonna even run into each other at the grocery store. It's not gonna happen.
I agree with you.
Unless you gather certain places.
I agree with you, and I also say this. Y'all are filming a reality TV show together. if Mel can take a break from people and not see them, you can do the same thing with Sonny and Mo. Now, do I feel like them moving here? I mean, I'm not in Huntsville, but moving to Huntsville, moving here, is out of spite? No. St. Louis, from what I hear, they said they don't want to raise a family there.
Right.
And I'm sure Huntsville is a great place. It's up and coming to raise.
Huntsville was named the best place to live in America.
Wow.
Yes. Huntsville is very nice.
People can't, they did what they did. It was wrong. That's for God to deal with. You can't control where people live. Ain't like you got a restraining order where you could say the people can't live 100 feet within you or something like that. But, it is sad. I am sympathetic, but she will have to move forward. And the best way to move forward is to live well, my dear. Live well. Right. You harping on that. It kind of, it kind of feeds the narrative that you may not have much going on for yourself personally.
And let's go to Moses and Sonny's conversation. Okay,
which one?
The first conversation when he came without his ring and all that. Number one, I would have been there. Because what you're not gonna do, you're not only gonna sit here and meet with my man, but you definitely not about to meet with my husband, not your ex. But my thing is,
Moses would have ate Destiny up. I don't care what the people say.
What you talking about?
That first meeting when Moses went to the restaurant and wherever he met Destiny at.
Yeah.
Even though Destiny was fully clothed, Destiny looked good. Her outfit ate down.
She looked good. Like that. She had, sometimes her wig don't be right here. She got a good baby. She had some bone holders.
She looked good. And it shows that there may be some cracks within Sonny. I'm not going to say it's Moses' fault, but there may be some insecurity cracks within Sonny because the way she questioned Moses. What was she wearing? What was this? Did you have your ring on?
Right.
And it's that type of questioning screams cracks of insecurity within yourself.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. Now, notice I say I'm not blaming Moses for that because it seemed like that could be an internal thing with Sonny. Now, has Moses had actions that may call for her to feel like she needs to ask those types of questions? If we go to history and pattern, then
I think one thing I've said countless times about Sonny is I think Sonny outside of this triangle situation is a cool person. Like we don't know her, right? Mm-hmm. But when you see her on social media with her friends and stuff, and the way you just kind of have to separate it and kind of see the person. And that's what I was trying to do. I was like, I think Sonny would be a cool chick. But I will say this. When she showed up, she said it was a surprise on that podcast. Mel didn't know that she was coming. The audience didn't know she was coming. That was something that Carlos had set up. She said when she walked out to boos and stuff. If you walk out on a stage, any stage, it can be a high school stage, and somebody's booing you, your defenses are coming up. And what people don't understand is the Love and Marriage Huntsville group of people, we're looking and we're forming opinions. Mm-hmm. And immediately nobody liked her. So I feel like they threw her off her game. I feel like Carlos threw her off her game like that because I don't think it's a lot of stuff she didn't mean to say, I don't think. Like at the end of her conversation when she said, when I met Moses, he had a lot of women. That put us in the mind that she was a side piece that won. I mean, I'll say the side piece that got married.
I mean, she said it. She said she caught the ball and ran with it and scored.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
My take on Sonny.
What's your take on Sonny?
I like to call her cloudy because ain't nothing sunny and bright about her. She is cloudy. she has not shown us anything about herself that isn't attached to the Destiny bashing train.
Well, she does do her own Tubi stuff like that. She posts about that. She does that. She like that was one of the things that Moses said he liked about her. Because
that's
when
so
you
sweet, but I'm talking about on
the show. Okay, you're right. You are correct about that. I do too, Aunt Natty.
Okay, and if they get another season, listen, I love like again. I'm watching this show. My time, none of my time is free. I want to like the people and see the necessity for them on my screen, right? So when they come back this second half of the season, and if they get even an additional season, I want to see that.
Right.
I want to see that. There's a thing for me where people can run with stuff a little, it just keeps on going and going and going and going. And for me, I feel like some things need to be wrapped up. Like this Sunny and Moses and Destiny, like wrap it up.
Because here's the thing. We've gone 2 weeks, so we have one more week without Love and Marriage Huntsville. They're going to come back and do 3 more episodes, and then another hiatus, and then 15 episodes. In that 15 episodes, I need to see Sunny and Moses driving trucks. I need to see her on the set of her Tubi movies. I need to see at the doctor's office with the IVF. I need to see her with her friends and him. They're doing stuff. I need to see them on date night. I don't need to see them talking about Destiny, period. Because the thing is this, I'm tired of Sunny fighting for her marriage, trying to convince people that they belong together. You got the man.
Right. And it almost feels like she's trying to convince herself. It's not it doesn't feel like she's trying to convince the audience. It feels like she's trying to convince herself.
It does come off like that. That's why I was like, stop trying to let us know and explain it. You are Miss whatever Moses' last name is. That is who you are. Just be her and be with your. But let me say this. I don't know if that super trailer is what we're going to get in the next 3 weeks after this hiatus. But Moses talking about Destiny being the side chick and talking about Destiny still in love with him. I'm going to tell you this. Baby, it would have been a different conversation over here. It would have been why are you? Because she produces the mess out of him. When they were in that confessional, she was literally mouthing what he was saying when he was talking about getting out of St. Louis.
If you notice, even when they came on to Carlos's podcast, when they came out, if you notice, sometimes she doesn't even let him get a complete thought out.
She don't want him to say nothing about going to jail.
She completely outed him about the jail thing, trying to defend, trying to go toe to toe with Destiny. I was like, wait a minute. So this marriage and this stuff, this is all from a prison bed. And you talking about you got a prize, girl. You got a felony. You got a felonious man. And I don't have a problem with the people that redeem themselves. That's not what I'm saying. Right. But in the grand scheme of things, we have yet to see why he is the promise, the prince that never was. Like, you say he's this prize that you got. We're not seeing that. And not only that, when he talk, he just, it's a judgment-free zone, but I like a man that, you know what I'm saying, that's very like intellectual and is a wordsmith. And I just feel like I be wanting to hit the back of Moses' head, like spit it out.
When he said saint, I had to pause whatever I was watching. Because I was like, I know this grown man. Because what you're not going to say is the excuse is ninth grade, because you learned about contractions in the 2nd and 3rd grade. You should know that saint is not a word. Just because it sounds like it's past tense, have seen, had seen. That's it. I was so outdone. I had to call my sister and talk to her about this.
So look, if we're not seeing Moses and Cloudy being in their marital bliss and doing things that married couples do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here for it. I will kindly take me a cat nap and fast forward through. I don't want to hear nothing else about Destiny. So Moses and Cloudy, get it together so I can see Sunny and Moses. Okay, let me know how Moses make you feel, and Moses parts the Red Sea when y'all lay up together. Let me know all of that good stuff. Outside of that, I don't want to hear about Destiny.
Let's talk about bounce housing. Let's talk about that. There you go. There you go. And let Destiny sit over there and think about how it used to be. What's good with that? But this is the last thing I'm gonna say about them, and we're gonna move on. The people feel like Moses is moving or trying to move to get close to Destiny.
Of course.
I said a million times, Sunny need to take her husband and go to St. Louis and live their life.
Like I mentioned, Moses would have ate Destiny up, okay? He was like, when she asked, was she cute? Did she look good? He was like, I don't know. Yeah, she looked good. Like,
she had a dress. She had on some heels.
She knew. Let me tell you something. Don't nobody
sit down when she walked in.
Right. He looked her up and down. The camera caught it.
Okay, let's move on. We'll probably be back, but let's move on.
Okay.
So, Maurice and Kimmy don't have a storyline other than going back and listening to people's conversations. That's it. Marcel and Tisha, what are they doing?
What do who do?
Marcel and Tisha.
Now listen. Again, I could be Switzerland. I can like you today and I can not like you tomorrow.
Yep.
I am not gonna lie to you. This season, Marcel has been a highlight for me.
Yep.
There's quite a few times where I've watched the episodes and I'm like, I can't believe I'm agreeing with goddamn Marcel.
You? And I'm mad they hadn't put the ratings out because I hadn't been able to put my video up. But when he was my beam of light when he was talking to Marquez. Like, yeah. I was sitting there, I was like, I agree with everything that has come out of his mouth.
Yes.
Tisha is still the same.
Insufferable.
Now, I posted that I saw her when we were at Boulay, and people had a lot to say about that. But you really have to know who I am as a person, like you said. I mean, I don't dislike anybody.
Right.
But she was so broken, right? Because we've all heard her talk to Dustin and say that relationship was dead to her. We all heard that.
Yeah.
And that's going to take care of Tisha. So outside of that, Tisha is still needy, right? Because she was talking to Marceau, Maurice, and Kimmy about whatever they wanted Marceau to do. And she was like, I just want to make sure we're intact. You already know Marceau not going to do the work. Since we've been knowing Marceau on his TV, he got lawsuits and everything. He's not going to do the work.
Right.
But my thing had a shining moment. He had a shining moment.
Listen, my thing for Tisha, right? Again, I'm going to say it again. I'm watching the show. I want to like everybody. And Tisha, for me, she is insufferable at times. But I do like Tisha. Tisha is a highly educated woman. Tisha can roll with the best of them. But I think at times, and maybe most times, Tisha is a person that constantly needs motivation or someone to uplift her. Yes. And I think that can be exhausting for the person, especially that's married to them. And I think it could be exhausting in friendships as well. You have to constantly pour into people like that. And I don't feel like Tisha gives out that same energy that she requires. No. And I think for me to want to not take a nap when I see Tisha, which I haven't really, because to be honest, outside of whatever happened with her and Kiki, they haven't really showed her much either. Now that I think about it, like I would like to see Tisha get back into your mommy business podcast.
Yes.
Get back into that stuff. Maybe you hold your own mimosas with Tisha them. Bessemer, here we come. Maybe a little talk show or something like that. I think Tisha she can be very engaging when she's having a good time. She's having a good time. I don't like to see Tisha, upset. I think Tisha she can show us a lot, especially when it comes to business. Maybe, she can't carry the show by herself, so to speak, but amongst the ensemble, she definitely can. And I think if she gets back to that area of the Mommy Business podcast, or highlighting more about her businesses, or maybe like helping Black women get grants or something like that, that can pull us back in and show us another side, show us the stronger side of you. And I think that's what I would like to see going in.
I said, Tisha and Destiny are the same. They have no motivation. They are not consistent, because the podcast situation definitely could have been something that we saw every other week or at least once a month. We could see her taking meetings. We could see her becoming a boss. We could see her actually doing something, right? But I think Tisha was just doing it because at that point in time, podcasts were on the rise.
Right. And I feel like if she would have stuck with it, it would have really been something really good. But I do understand, and I think from maybe what I see and I'm kind of glimpsing, she probably does carry the brunt of, being a primary, parent, if Marcel is out there building and doing what have you, and having to be available for the kids. I'm sure that's a lot too, because I get it. You're running the kids from activities to activities, but I think their oldest son should be heading off to college now. The kids are getting older, so maybe this will be, her season to start pouring more back into herself and building herself up.
But I don't think she is, though. I don't think she's very confident at all. I think she, especially with the way she speaks, she's not confident with that. And I think because when she was on the Mommy podcast, she didn't talk about anything. She used that to talk to Kimmy, to talk about why
she did kind of lean on them. But I think those things too, it's her platform, and I think she can grow into her platform if she invests in herself in that way. Because you do podcasts, you do videos, all of that stuff, it takes a lot out of you. And if your mind is not focused, it's definitely going to come across in your end work product. So hopefully as the kids get older, the distractions can be, the distractions, not to say our kids are distractions, but whatever, mitigating circumstances she may have going on, whatever it means, it can allow space and opportunity for her to refocus and just focus on and pour into herself. Because I think no matter how I feel, I think every woman deserves the opportunity to be able to say, hey, I'm a mom, but I'm a woman first, and I want to pour into me first.
Wait, they said what, Tisha? Wait a minute, no, they said what, Tisha? Where is it? What Tisha? Am I missing a different Tisha? I think Tisha is just, I don't know. I think
because you haven't seen it in a while. I'm really recalling on times like the first couple of seasons in.
I think she's lost. Yeah. She's really lost, right? Because I believe Kimmy 100%. If it wasn't for the fact that Kimmy was married to that family, Tisha would not be a friend like that, because Kimmy's not that kind of person, right? I can't necessarily have needy people around me because I really don't have time just to feed this to you. I need you to get up and I need you to get done. We can talk about it. We can talk about what you need. We can talk about what you don't have. But at the end of the day, I'm going to need you to get up and make it happen.
We got to be solution-based. It can't be constantly crying about what it is we have going on and there's no action to make changes behind it.
Yeah. So let's move on to the Fletchers. I'm gonna go back to something because the narratives are real crazy.
Okay.
If when Martel was going through the divorce with Mel and all that, and Chris had come to the office, Like, one thing we do know about Martel, if somebody can be in trouble with him, he's gonna make sure they can. He's not gonna do it by himself. He's gonna pull somebody in with him. We never would have known anything about Chris and Nell with a cheating situation had Martel not brought that up. So when he opened that Pandora's box, that opened something else. And I don't know if Nell is especially comfortable with talking about that, because you've seen what has happened. Her stepdaughter was on, talking to another content creator. And then there was a whole thing. She came on the show. That was wild. But I feel like Nell and Chris have a story, but I don't know if they want to tell the whole thing.
Listen, I agree. And I'm going to even go so far as to say this too. I think they definitely have a story to tell and to share. There are a lot of deep layers and dynamics that they have going on within their family. Yep. And I also think Chris would not mind sharing. However, when the episode came out about them wanting counseling for Nell and how dead set against it she was, and then hearing about the past, Nell wasn't sure she wanted to be on the show, I'm going to agree. 1,000%. I think they definitely, I'm not going to go so far to say that they have things to hide, but I think there are definitely some things that Nell in particular is either not ready to accept, and not ready to accept it would means that she has to acknowledge that these things are going on. And I don't feel like Nell is in that place, but they have a story to tell on their own. They really do.
I think for me, like what America Born said, Nell is stressed out from those 13 liens.
Oh, what liens?
Bills and pay your own. Like, that really got next to me, right? Just the fact that she's paying, like the fact that that's a conversation to Chris. Chris, if we could do so much more, we could do other things if we weren't paying this, that, and the third. Why are you paying grown folks bills? These people got W-2s. You got grandkids.
Listen, y'all are so much they are so much of a boss life. They can employ their children. That's my thing. Listen, you ain't a real, you can be a boss, but to be a real boss, you got to be able to say, I'm gonna put you on and give you a job. Not I got to go through somebody. So I'm saying just to say that.
The same goes. It don't seem like he want to work at the daycare.
Right.
It don't seem like this is move right there. He don't look like he want to do that.
The same goes. If you do not raise your children, you are going to end up raising your grandchildren.
Yeah.
And I always remember that. And my thing is, sometimes we as a community, because sometimes it's systematic and we come from a place of lack, we kind of get caught up in wanting to give our children what we never had, and that reinforces them not to have maybe that strong work ethic, because it can come easy as I just make a phone call and boom, there it is. I may have to beg a little bit, but that ain't nothing. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. As for some that if they ain't got it, the water might be off. Or if I don't got it, I gotta go without. There is no phone of mom or dad for me. So that can definitely stress you out. And I'm talking whenever she discusses the money, it ain't like no $200-$300.
Because she was, because first of all, when they really first came on with the kids, Chris Jr. had got in some trouble. So now you paying bail.
Yeah, that was like a $6,000 bill right there. I remember that.
Then fast forward a couple more weeks later, you paying another bail. Then Lance went, you got to pay his bail, right? Now, and so I'm not saying that's a lot.
It is.
3,000 here, 6,000 here, 6,000 there. That's a lot of money for no reason. There's no reason to do that.
Right.
There's no reason. And I feel her on that, but as much as she wants to sit here and cry to Chris, I feel like she is the problem. If they're coming to you for the
because
money.
mommy gonna fix it.
But if you're coming to you, Nell, for the money, and you talking about giving out the money, you're giving out the money.
Close your purse.
Close your purse.
Close your purse. I agree. Close your purse.
Lance does have his own business, but when but I mean, somebody got to get him out.
Sidebar: Lance is so cute
as hell. Oh my God!
I just want to say that out. I just need to say that out loud and get that out.
We had to get that out. I was thinking it. I'm so glad you said it. but I feel like somebody said in here that they can have their own show, and I do feel like they can have their own show. They can have their own spinoff, and it would be way more interesting than.
I agree. They have the talk for that. You incorporate whatever shenanigans Nell got going on at the daycare.
Yeah.
Chris and his brokerage.
Yes. So now we got Nell and Chris, and then we got Tisha and Marceau, Kimmy and Maurice. We got Trisha. We got Destiny. Martel, there's nothing to talk about him that much about. Let's get on to Trish, Ken, ... Marquez.
You already stressed out.
Okay. We are, and I would say we, I mean we, and I mean like maybe everybody in this chat feel like there was definitely something that went on, right? For me, it was when Martel walked in at Stormy and reached his hand out to shake her. Like he threw her off her game. Like she sat there hurt. She was hurt. And then she went home to her man and basically said, Martel hurt my feelings because he came in and he acted like he didn't know who I was. I just saw him at the Target. We were just at his magazine cover reveal. So now Ken is sitting here like, what's up with that? You're planting seeds. And it's like, people kept saying she's like sneaky, but I saw it. I saw it when she sat there and told those girls that she told Destiny and Stormy that she never went to Martel's, but if she did, she's grown. But then she tells Ken that she did. And when she said, I don't remember if it was his house or the gym. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I feel like everybody might need to fix the truth of every once in a while. But it ain't no fixing that up. That was crazy. 100% certifiably insane. Because I was like, what do you mean you don't know the gym in the house? And then you got Ken sitting here. And I said it. I said Ken's inbox is overflowing. I knew that from day one. When she sat there, when he told her, you need to let me know. You need to communicate with me. Because when I go out here, I could have said, oh yeah, Martel, she told me that. You could have took all the air out of Martel's cell. But now Martel think he got the upper hand on you because that is how he is. Then you go to
the worst person to let feel that they got something on.
Then you go to the gym. And I had to do a run it back behind that gym scene. Because I was like, we've never heard her talk that much. She was full of alphabets.
I'm going to have to use that one.
Full of alphabets.
You just put the alphabet today. I'm going to have to use that one. I like it.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Listen. Do I think something happened? Absolutely. That's just, for me, that's just a hard stop. There's the, we didn't make it down to the gym yet. There was, he was in my, they DM'd. There was,
4 years and 25 years. It was 4. Somebody said 4 and somebody said 25.
It was a lot of, and not only this, right? If I see a guy that maybe we spoke in the past, or maybe had a conversation in the past, and he come up to me and shake my hand and say hi, nice to meet you, or whatever. For me, that ain't nothing. Like, okay, that's what we gonna play. Okay, nice to meet you too. Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be pissy, and I'm not gonna be hurt by no man that I ain't.
My man, and telling my man that Martel hurt my feelings because he felt like he didn't know who I was.
Right. So it puts 10 on top of 20 with the sneaky theory that y'all might have been sneaky links.
And then the dates were so wrong. 4 years ago, and then it came. Oh, Sin, I'm gonna get to that. Sin, remind me, because I got to get to that when we get ready to talk about this podcast with the dentist and Carlos. But when she said that, like she was like, we know him or whatever. But when she's sitting there talking to Ken, I lost my train of thought, but let me go with this. When she was sitting there talking to Ken for that birthday dinner, and he's sitting there giving his undying love for her,
and she was so disinterested.
She was so, and then I was trying. This is what I was saying about her. I said maybe she's just like this because there are some very nonchalant people. They're wonderful people. They live, they love, they'll give you anything, but their disposition is just nonchalant. They don't show. I was like, because she can't show emotion, but she showed emotion at the gym with Martel.
Right. So let's get into the interview, right? Okay. So she said, those kind of questions did come up, and she said, she's just nervous. That's one of the things that she said. She said that, she's just nervous. She's really thinking a lot, and she doesn't know what to do or what to say some of the times. That's what she said, and she's nervous. Heavenly was like, I got your number. She was like, I just feel like you just be playing innocent. Like, are you really this way? Are you really that innocent? Or you just be playing games? Yes, lock jaws. Yes, that's what Heavenly called her.
Said, what do you say about people that call you lock jaw?
And the most you open your mouth is when you around Martel. I say, okay, well, at least I wasn't the only one saying it.
Okay, go ahead. What you said? I'm sorry, my bad. I had to do that. Sam put that up there. I had to do that because
I wasn't the only one saying that. It felt like the only time she really did talk and feel comfortable was when she was talking to Martel. That's what it felt like to me. I was saying I'm glad that I wasn't the only one thinking that.
But also with this right here, cut and paste, Tisha said, which I absolutely love this handle. She showed emotion when Stormy and Destiny was questioning her about going to Martel's house. She did. She was like, "We grown. It's consensual. Like if I win, or whatever." But when she went back to talk to Ken, and there was no eye contact, it was a lot of this and a lot of rocking back and forth and nodding, and it's like that was crazy. But in that interview, and I know we're gonna jump around to it, but I got to get to this right here. So she and Ken had just had an argument about Martel the day before the interview, like that day, because they were filming.
And she said it was behind Martel.
They had an argument about Martel.
Right.
And Martel is not thinking about you. I'm telling you right now, he ain't thinking about that girl. He has done his damage. And for them to you have bought this woman's child an automobile. They have gotten passports and gone out of the country. And you don't tell him. I mean, I get Marquez did a number on that girl, right? Especially not being there for her when her family was passing. He did a number on her. So she does have a wall built up. I will give her that.
Right.
But at the same time, if you've been with him 2 years, you have committed to building a house with him, and
not only that, you've allowed this man to come into your life and not only build a relationship with you, but build a relationship with your children. And if you are not sure about this man, you should not have allowed that to occur. And that's what I mean. Sometimes people get to playing with people's feelings and emotions and ruining good men behind them being unsure. Now, if you don't want this man and you don't want him for keeps, go ahead and let that man go. Let him go with his heart still intact. He may be broken for a little bit over the loss of y'all not being together, but don't keep him just to be playing games with him.
Because he is still considering his ex-girlfriend's child is in the number.
That man is so generous and has an amazing heart.
I'm telling you,
an amazing heart.
Them DMs overflow, honey. They overflow. But
he's a perfect example of when people say a man should love you more than you love him.
Absolutely.
He's the perfect example of that. You know, he's my thing is this, he has, from what we've seen and what we've heard and the stuff that she said, he's shown us, you know, the world, so to speak, that he is husband material.
100%.
Let's start there. He is husband material. He's not just boyfriend. Like, he's doing all the things of the things. And for you to not be sure, girl, please don't tell me you down there.
I love the chat. That doggone too said the man is an immoral simp.
So he's husband material, and if she wants to if she wants to be with him, she's going to need to go to therapy, step up, and do all the things. Because what it seems like is maybe she didn't have any time to really fully heal from the grieving of her family passing around her, then the disillusion of her marriage, and then getting to know maybe who Trisha is outside of being a mom and being married. So she's gone through a lot of phases. So he seems like the type that he is willing to.
He's willing to help. He's there.
Right.
But like with Marquez, because his lame excuse was, I didn't know what to do because I haven't had anybody to pass in my family. But that's your wife. It doesn't matter if you've never experienced that. You looking at your wife going through this. So I agree with you. She needs to work on herself, because if her father passed and then her mom passed and then her sister passed, right? Like she said, Marquez wasn't there. She had to pick up and go about life on the regular, dealing with all this. But
Marquez or Marquez is emotionally impotent.
Oh my God, that's a good one. I like that. That's good. Emotionally impotent. Correct.
He gives nothing. As Yana Van Zant would say, dead from the neck down.
But when Marceau was talking to him, it was so aggravating to me, because it was like, sir, you got to get something. Because when he said that Trish undid everything in a year that he did in 6, that's not Trish's fault. You left your family.
And I think, you know, and not to really speak for most men, but I think, you know, and I got that in my comment section, a lot of men think like just because you leave the woman, you haven't left the children, but you have, in a sense. You're not present like you used to be. And I think if more men fully thought out the consequences of their actions, and I'm not saying anybody should say anything unhealthy or whatever, but fully think out the consequences of your actions and then come up with a plan to kind of resolve those consequences that may arise, I think things would be better. You know, Marquez within himself, you know, he's a broken individual and he needs help as well, but you can't, you know, I feel as though he expected for her to, she was struggling emotionally with the grieving of her family and loved ones. I think him leaving her, I felt like he wanted to break that girl.
But he said, like, I thought it was crazy that he said he left because he could tell Kim was trying to get at her. But that's your wife.
So you left the door open?
How you leave your wife?
See, you know what? One of my pet peeves is grown folks playing games. Testing people and playing games.
Yeah.
You know, okay. So Ken was waiting for his opportunity. Okay. You gave it to him and he took the ball, ran with it, and scored. Now you crying about it?
But in that interview, I was shocked to find out that she was an engineer. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not saying she couldn't be. I just know that if she doesn't work from home, you have to work around people, and she just doesn't give me communicate.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it was just hard to watch. It was so hard to watch because she was so unclear about the divorce. Because she said, "Oh, the divorce was a mess, and this was a mess." And until they start questioning her, did we find out? So
she's very good at not answering questions.
Very good at not answering questions.
She's very good at not answering questions.
So
that's what I gathered from that. And I'm like, Carlos and Elaine, y'all ain't pick up. She ain't answered y'all question.
And she had got with the dentist for a minute. She had got with her, then towards the end, she was like, "Girl, you need to call your man and tell him this." Now, her explanation about Marquez throughout that interview, I understand why she left, but at the same time, like, why are you holding on to him? Like, are you scared to bring it up? Are you scared to get these papers drawn up? And then she said she paid for it. She paid for it, right?
Right.
But I knew she was going to have to do that. And now you got a man who wants to marry you. And clearly, he knows what to do. And he puts up with Trisha. That's a lot. Like, if I couldn't do it. If I was a dude, I couldn't put up with Trisha. I couldn't do it. I would be gone.
Well, you got to talk to Elaine, because she says she sees what Ken sees. So
I didn't understand that. I was trying to figure that out. It seemed like Trisha did, kind of wore her down a little bit because she had started out.
I think she won her over.
I
don't think she wore her down. I think she won her over.
That she
and I think that is the quality that Ken is attracted to within Trisha.
She definitely won her over when she was talking about how it was consistent how Marquez didn't have no money. Now that definitely get the dentist going. She thinks that the man, like she's a K woman, so she thinks that the man's supposed to do all of it. So when she said that he was consistent, not bringing in the money, that was it. That got her right on in her. She switched all that up. I just, it's too much. I just don't. My thing is this: what is Trish going to talk about in these next 3 weeks and after hiatus in these 15 episodes? I just feel very uncomfortable about it because I don't know if I could be in for it because I'm excited about the girls' trip. I'm excited to see that, but I don't know. Because I just want to see what's going on. It's not going to be as good as the trailer because it was just never ending. But
they don't. You know what I don't fancy about this group of girls is they can never just go along and get along in certain situations. You on a yacht, you in a beautiful island, like. Get into it and have some fun. That's one thing about Real Housewives of Atlanta. If they taking a trip, they may have a little beef, but they know how to put it down and have a good time. Yeah. These girls will sour puss across the country.
So speaking of sour puss, Stormy. I didn't mean that. That was mean. I shouldn't have transitioned like that. I'm sorry. Okay. But Stormy.
Okay.
So when we left off, before we saw the trailer, Stormy and Mel were having dinner.
Yes.
Now Stormy's on this trip, and now the millimeters are back on. The millimeters have a 3-week break, and now they're back on the clock. They're back on the clock. Unpaid and all, but they're gonna be in wherever their trip is in the Virgin Islands. Millimeters back on deck. So Mel and her millimeters sent somebody over there, whatever. So like I feel like that is a crazy like why are you even talking about that? That's over with.
I want to say this, and if any fans of Stormy are listening, I want to shed some light on this. This is my belief, right? Whatever contentious relationship that Betty and Stormy has had, right? Mm-hmm. God has elevated Stormy in such a way that she should have the respect and love and adoration of her mother Betty. I feel as though that Stormy, as a Black woman, has made great strides in business accomplishment that some will never see, some will not even be able to imagine. And I think for whatever reason, Betty purposefully chooses to not highlight the great things that Stormy has done and focus on, attacking Melody. And this is based on what Betty has said. She attacked Melody. And I could not ever fathom me logging in on social media and I'm doing all of these great things in the business and using my brains and my business acumen and all of these great things. And I log in and I see my mother attacking somebody else. Mm-hmm. Why not focus be reposting my stuff? Be my social media manager. You so good at it. Focus on talking about Canvas Girl Beauty.
And I hate to bring it up like this, but Miss Van reposts everything Mel does. She talks about stuff that Mel does. She does this like she's a supportive mother. Right? And I saw people when I did the review of Kyle's slides that he did on Instagram, people was like, well, Stormy doesn't need that show. Well, Stormy should never got on the show. Stormy was looking to get on a show. Stormy
wanted to be famous.
She wanted to be
being, and this goes back to her mother, being a great businesswoman and making millions. That was not enough to get her mother's attention.
She wanted to
be on TV.
She wanted to be on Bell Collective.
Being on TV, now maybe that could get Betty's attention.
Right.
But my thing is, I just wish that Betty would refocus her energy and focus on her daughter and her grandchildren and everything else, and leave whatever her feelings about Melody, just let that go. Because to be honest with you, there's no blessings in attacking somebody else. For however long, however many years she's been carrying on and feeling a way about Melody. There's no blessing in that. And I feel like work on your relationship with your daughter, building a relationship. When you go on reality TV, it's not because you need a TV show. Well, it's because you want to be famous.
Now, when she was talking to B. Simone, the story that she told, the reason she left Mississippi was that, she had gone to beauty school or whatever, and she dropped out because it's only a year. She dropped out because she and her father had got into it because of a car payment. So she left, and she had $800 with her. She left and moved to Huntsville, where Courtney was. Now, my understanding, like I said, she tried to be on Bell Collective. They told her no because they needed people to film in Jackson. So, however, she got to Huntsville. She, I think, what was it, y'all? She asked Mel to promote her products, like her Canvas Girl Beauty hair oil and all that. Mm-hmm. That was how she got her foot in the door.
Right.
So when she came on,
and filming on the estate, Mel filming on her estate as well
for her video. So when she came on the show, she came in as somebody who had Mel's back.
Right.
So I feel like people were cool with Stormy because, she got Mel back. Mel over here filming. She got a beautiful home. She, at this Galentine situation, she had Mel's back when her and Destiny got into it. But I was trying to see what switch was, and y'all let me know in the comments if
her mom.
No, not her mom, not yet. When Madonna had their re grand opening, that's when she went and she talked to Destiny, and she said, "I really didn't mean to do all that. That's why I sent you the Gucci purse." And we were kind of looking at her real crazy, like, "What? Wait a minute, you was about to go to war for Mel." But now you're passing out bags? And so people looked at her real crazy, and that's why she got that. I feel like that's when she got it. And then Betty comes to the little thing, and Betty tells Mel to shut up in her etiquette class. Like, you're in an etiquette class, you tell the host to shut up? That is insane.
I'm going to chalk it up to this. mother-daughter relationships can be very complicated, especially with that boomer age. Again, mother-daughter relationships can be complicated. However, I feel as though if Betty showed Stormy some more love and affection and positiveness, I think that will go a long way for their relationship. Again, Stormy has notches upon notches under her belt, and I feel like if that was praised and highlighted enough, then they can move forward in a different light. I just feel like, again, I don't want to see the messy mamas. Put them on a spin-off. Let them go on a messy mama girls trip.
They don't have to be on there. They don't have to be on there.
It's just not necessary because this is what my thing is. The elders are not eldering like they used to.
No. For Stormy to say that ever since she was a little girl, she was called the B word.
Sick.
For her to call her mom the B word in an argument, like that shows you that it was a lot of strife there. So when she went to jail and her mother was like, let me tell you something. My baby, I don't care if I'm keeping 20 people. Somebody next door, you're going to have to come in here and watch these people. I got to go get my baby. It's nothing. I don't care how far it is. I'm on the way. The fact that you didn't even try to get up. The fact that you didn't even try to come to help her. Like, and Stormy's just sitting there like, I need you to do this. You're right. She needs something from her mom that she's not going to get. She's not going to get that love for her. She was like, I have to give you tough love. It's one thing for tough love.
I think that's an excuse that elders
that's the way to hide
when they don't like you or care for you.
Yeah, that's the way you hide that you're jealous of what your child.
People treat you how they feel about you.
Right. And she said girl, there's no way I would have got on a podcast and told the world that my mama called me a dumb bee when I decided to leave school. Now, my mama probably would have cursed, but she never would have said that. Unless that would have been something new. My mama never would have said that to me. Ever. That was crazy.
I said healing vibes to Stormy because it's going to be a long road.
It's a long road for her. And then she's constant, like she said on the podcast, she said that the reason that she does what she does is so she can show her mother and father still at this age that they can leave Mississippi. They can do more. They can be more.
So she still wants that validation from her parents.
She still wants the validation. But she's not going to get it. She's not going to get that. Now, what you think about Stormy and Kyle? We gotta see how this plays out.
Okay, I will say this. Baseline, as a business owner, I hope that she finds a way, an amicable way, a business way, getting attorneys involved, like doing things the right way, and settles it and puts it to bed.
I don't think so.
Because based on what Kyle is saying, just based on his side of the story, because she hasn't refuted anything, he has a lot of credibility in her business affairs. So it gives people even more pause. Here goes another Stormy thing. Here goes another, here's another thing, she, about her business. So hopefully, in my culture, there's something that we say, those that don't hear have to feel.
Mm-hmm.
So she's constantly been outed or exposed, or light has been shed on some of her business practices. Mm-hmm. And I hope this thing with Kyle is the final straw, and she gets everything buttoned up and lined up and get everything in order how it should be. That's what I'm hoping that this lesson will be for her.
Okay, that's nice, but that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen like that. I just really and truly don't believe that because like I've never talked about Stormy until because it was something that everybody was talking about, so I talked about it.
Right.
I just I feel like and I don't know. I heard Kyle and I heard Stormy on the podcast. Kyle mentioned about how he was in it. He paid money into the business. He did this, that, and the third. Stormy did not mention Kyle on their podcast not one time. She said when her and her husband lost that $20 million, they got to work. She paid the shade room. She advertised. They got up, and that's how they got it now. Never mentioned him. So when Kyle said that he has retained lawyers and he only wants what he's been promised. I think it was Queen Sheba. She did a live. She had people pulling their calculators out, talking about what this person makes, divided up by this, what you're supposed to get by the month, by 2 weeks. It was some big numbers, if that's what it is. If the number she was talking about made sense, if that was right.
Right.
But I don't know if it's gonna play out. It may even
is it though?
Settlement. It's gonna
is it though? Because they putting the millimeters in the storyline before they telling what's really going on.
I know. I know they're gonna be back, girl. The millimeters. Y'all need to start writing some people. But I just don't. I hope it ends amicably. I really do. That's my hope. I'm with you. But I don't have a lot of faith in it. Because if you think about how she reacts, I'll say how she has reacted. When she said when she got mad and she would go and stab grass, I was like, who does that? Like, how you that mad? You that mad?
That's the unhealed little girl that used to get called a dumb bee.
Yeah.
So that's my sympathy goes out to her for that. But I do think we all have a role and a responsibility to heal ourselves, to heal that broken little girl or broken little boy so that we can be better for ourselves and move forward in the healthiest way possible. I'm not going to say too much else on Stormy because I do think that like the parts that we see of her, she has the good within her, but it's just like a lot and she just may not know how to navigate it, so to speak. But one thing I'm not going for is her blaming Mel for Black Titanic showing up to her warehouse and the way she cussed that lady from her small intestine to her big toe. Cuss the elder out, clean out, okay? Cuss that lady from 1954 to 2024.
Yeah,
that cannot be Melody's fault. That cannot be the millimeter's fault. When you can't even bit more control your own mother, that's it. That's all I got for Stormy. All I can say is when you dish it out, you got to be able to put your big girl panties on and you got to be able to take it. So you go out there, you cuss the lady out from the rooter to the tutor, threaten to boom, boom, boom her, all that stuff. You got more to lose. Act accordingly.
Because I was like, here's my thing about it. We are all watching this television show, right? We're watching this show. We're watching you on TV. So you already have the upper hand. You are a CEO of your company. You got the bigger upper hand.
Right. You can spin the narrative however you want to.
You have to set yourself apart, right? Even if I've said this before. She handled that so wrong. I think both of them were at fault, but she definitely handled that wrong. She handled it so wrong. She could have gone out there and said, ma'am, we do not sell anything out of here. We don't sell anything out of here.
Simple.
You have to get it offline, but I appreciate it, and I hope you get it if, you have to get kids to help you with it, but we don't sell anything from the warehouse. And go on back in the warehouse.
But you know what it is? She probably been watching that lady on YouTube and whatever the lady she already been saying wasn't favorable about her. So she, how some Black people do. When I see that bitch, I'm finna cuss her up.
Yeah.
And that very well could be what happened.
Yeah. Because it was just the perfect storm, right? No pun intended, but it just was. Because for somebody to, I can't go to the General Motors warehouse talking about I need a car. They're gonna tell me to go to a lot. You can't do that. We have parts over here that make automobiles, but you can't buy automobile from this warehouse. You're gonna have to go to the dealership.
Right.
You gotta do that. And I just feel like that was done crazy on that part. She had her friend up there, she was filming, and then Courtney came out first. He was like, no, you need to go, you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then she came out, barrels blazing. So-and-so. I was like, oh, this is not how you handle this, ma'am. You are a CEO. This is a supply and demand situation. You have the supply that people are demanding. So act accordingly, right? Now you over here on TikTok and you got people that can on demand your shows and see what your real personality is. That's all I'm saying. I don't mean no ill will. I'm just calling it how I see it because it was on the TV to see. I don't know any more than what I saw on television. But or any more that I saw on a video. Right. And what I know, even if I'm frustrated, I am a professional, right? I am. And I know how to handle in the public. I wouldn't curse an old person out. I would never do that.
Visibly elder.
I would never do something like that. And like
the way she was walking through the parking lot.
I'll say this. Like I have gone to Black, right? I have gone to Black, but that is a different situation. That's a cigar bar. They want people to come in there. That's different.
It's open for the public, right?
It's open for the public,
right?
And you just going in there and you just going. That was insane to me. And I mean, now did she deserve that tongue lashing that Stormy gave her? Absolutely not. But if she hadn't gone, she never would have got it. And that's just where I am with it. I've never really talked about it. That's how I feel about it. I hate that happened on both sides.
Yep. Now they both have to deal with the consequences of it all.
Yeah, I know. It's Tay said they have warehouses have front offices. Yes, they do have front offices, but in the back they making stuff. They don't. You know what I'm saying? It's not open for that.
Well, hopefully she put a sign up that says not open for the public, and that'll help her down the line.
No, it's no excuse. I just feel like if you want to be the CEO, you want to be seen in a different light, you have to carry yourself like that. It's people say the crazy stuff to me on a daily basis. Right. I mean, they be wasting their alphabets. I don't waste mine. So I don't have time for that. Like, I mean, what you want me to do? Right. What do you want me to do? You want to come over here? Somebody told me today, oh, this is not tea. This is not. I said, well, what you listen to it for? Why you listen to it? If you didn't feel like it was no tea, you listen to the whole thing. That's how you found out. Where your tea at? Let me come to your page and let me see what you're doing. Girl, please. I nobody got time for all that.
The people be peopling, girl.
She said not making anything. She is unpacking from Alibaba. Yeah, just like, I don't know. It was all done so wrong. It was just done. But Love and Marriage Huntsville, when they get ready to come back week after next, we'll see Mel meeting with the crew. And we'll finally see Jalen. Did you see Jalen over there on the bar stool? He was sitting down.
Oh, okay.
So people been asking, where's Jalen? We'll see him.
Good.
So Mel says, we're going on a trip. Marcel says, yay. She says, for the women. And he says, I'm a B.
That shit was funny.
That's great. So I don't know
what else. Such a troll.
I don't know what they're gonna do in that scene, but then They're gonna go on to the Virgin Islands or wherever they go, right? On a boat, and I'm with you. If I'm on a boat, I could very well never have liked you from the moment you were conceived. You were a zygote. But if I'm on a boat,
the vibe is there, the weather is there.
I mean, I don't have to be your friend later. Like, I'm not about to get into it with you. I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to do that. I'm not problematic, so I'm not going to do that.
Right.
After the trip is over,
you in paradise being a sourpuss.
Exactly.
If that's what they got on the menu, I'm going in. That's all I'm gonna say.
What? They got what on the menu?
When I go to watch that show and they in paradise and they being sourpusses, I'm going on.
You see them. You saw them at the table.
I'm hoping that's just a little glimpse or whatever. We get to see some kind of good time.
Stormy talking about millimeters. So the millimeters are going to be in the Virgin Islands. So congratulations to all of you millimeters who made it to the Virgin Islands. I mean, I hope y'all had somewhere to stay, but you're there. Then Destiny's sitting there telling everybody how uncomfortable Nell and her friends have made her by asking her ex's wife, when are they having children? Once again, they are her storyline. She's not talking about anything. Right? And it seems like Sonny was a surprise on the trip. It seems like Destiny was a surprise on the trip. Because Kimmy can't get into it with anybody because Kimmy has absolutely nothing going on. So she can't be mad. Tisha is trying to see what else is going on. And baby, we got to get to the end of the trailer. Who they been talking about Martel and Marceau sleeping with the same women? What was that all about? Martel said it ain't like we went with ladies together. And Marceau said, no, we ain't never got no ladies together. What you mean? Your answer should have been no, man. What you talking about? With your wife standing right here. I had to watch it at least 3 times to figure out Martel was talking to Tisha when he said you used to mess with my boy. What the hell is going on? What's going on?
I hope they get to the bottom of it because from what it looked like, Tisha hightailed it up out of there.
Let's go. What a pictures, Martel. You want proof? You know Martel got everything in his phone. He got everything in there. If Martel sent that girl a picture with her feet on the ceilings, feet.
Girl, you want Tisha to pass out, girl?
Girl, she would die still. It's crazy.
At this point, for her mental health, I don't even want her to know.
Oh, God.
I just feel like for her mental health, I would not even want her to know because it would be too much for her.
It would be too much for her.
Yes, you better ask Carlos for your check.
I know that's
beautiful. Right. I agree, girlfriend. Where's your check?
You need to be in some inboxes, baby, because y'all are superstars. The unsung superstars of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm like you. I have never, ever watched a reality show, where they have decided the entire storyline.
Right. A whole fan base.
A group of people who and it's only the group of people like one person. It's not like it's everybody else.
And that is your fan base that supported you on your podcast.
Yes, the T
because
Squad.
You had her on there.
Is anybody here from the T Squad? Is the Destinators in the house? Are the Destinators in the house?
Are the Stormy Steels in the house?
All I know is when Tisha said, do you have what are pictures at, Martel? I was like, you got to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. That's your comeback, and then let's go. And then all Maurice is doing is trying to hold Martel back. Because he has
because listen, Maurice don't want to catch a stray.
No, Maurice is
like, let me show. If you notice, whenever Martel and Marceau get into it, Maurice is always trying to
be the peacemaker. He always trying to be the
peacemaker. Always.
Because when Destiny was on the reunion and she was about to tell Mel whatever she was about to tell her, Maurice like, don't do it. Don't do it. Not any Alibaba fans on here. Y'all are missed. Hold on 1 second. I don't know why this right here, but this is my favorite body glaze.
It is. It's what body glaze is it?
It's Keep It 100. It's good. That's my favorite.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yup.
That's what's up.
Yup. But I won't get any more packages anytime soon since Stormy has blocked me. So, I mean, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. But I just feel like, oh, Maurice talking to Kimmy. Oh, I forgot. It slipped my mind. Maurice and Kimmy they were on that trailer. She was talking about how could she help him because they're going to be talking about his DUI. That was the craziest thing.
They give nothing.
Huh?
They give nothing.
They give nothing. I mean, literally.
They should really go out on a high note.
Maurice and Kimmy could not necessarily come back after this hiatus, and it would be okay. These episodes where they weren't there,
they were not missed.
I did not miss
and them. That's a problem for them.
Oh Lord, it's just a mess.
Because I did not say not one time where's Kimmy and where's Miami Reese.
Not one time. I'm glad to know Kimmy is doing better. That's about where I am with it.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
It. But I used to think Kimmy was one of the best reality TV stars ever because she was so raw and she was herself. I don't know what happened, but the Scotts definitely had a conversation with her, and she definitely had to get on board. Because this season, even at the reunion, when they were talking about Marceau being some kind of person and they said, raise your hands, she was like, well, can I just halfway raise it? No, raise it, because you know what they talk about is the truth. So she has gotten in line. They got her in line, and you can tell she's not the same Kimmy. And it has nothing to do with her illness. It's just not the same person.
I agree.
It's not.
She can...
Y'all so
crazy.
She said, Millie Chan, send your leftover body glazes to B. Simone since Courtney was too sauced up to pick hers up. That was insane. You on the show with the girl who is, she had B. Simone on her live. She comes on her podcast and doesn't even bring her a goodie bag. Talking about Courtney was supposed to bring it, but he passed out. He was drinking too much. I don't know what to think. I literally truly don't know what to think anymore. So there's Reese's Pieces. I absolutely love that. Tanya. So does Reese's Pieces have 2 daughters? I thought I read it. So let me just say what I've heard. He was on Dustin's podcast. He was talking to Dustin. He says when they were talking about Chris and Nail having adult children, he said he has 2 adult daughters. Sheikah and something else. I can't remember her name. One of them is cybersecurity and the other one is a chef. Now, what the people were telling me is those girls belong to Kiowa. Because he was saying he had 3 adult kids. So the 2 girls...
like he helped raise them for a bit.
Yes, the 2 girls and Jalen. Those are his 3 adult kids.
Okay.
I don't know if he had those kids. Those are his girls. But he did say he had 2 adult girls. And they have decided not to be on the show, which I don't blame them.
Right.
I wouldn't want to be on it either.
My glass mason jar is more interesting.
Oh, my God. But nobody's checking for Maurice. Nobody's checking for him at all.
At all.
At all.
At all.
And I mean, and I feel like, and a lot of people are boycotting this season, are boycotting this show, boycotting a lot of different stuff. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I understand 100%. I think I'm just so invested. But I'm telling you honestly, after these next 3 episodes, yeah, I don't know what I could do for 15 episodes. Like, what else are you gonna tell me? Like, give me a break. Because if Destiny is coming on here still talking about Moses and Sonny, I don't want to hear that. I do not want to hear nothing else about Destiny and Moses and Sonny. I don't want to hear Sonny talking about this is her husband, we are in love. I don't want to hear that. I don't want Tisha and them talking about y'all parking in the wrong place and y'all in the city after y'all.
Right.
I mean, you can't say what you don't want Mel to say because she gonna make a couple of cameo appearances and she out of there. Out of there. And then Kimmy's whole existence is whatever somebody else is doing. I don't know. Yes.
I don't know either. I guess we have to wait to see.
I have 15 more Emmys, sis, and I get it because that's what I was thinking. When he said 15, I said, okay, you didn't have to have a hiatus because the Olympics were not on the own network. Let's start right there. So I don't know why we had to have a hiatus.
Well, I'm glad House of Dragons don't subscribe to that BS. Because, baby, if House of Dragons wasn't coming on.
And Housewives, I'm glad New Jersey don't subscribe to it either.
Right. So, whatever. They could. I mean, I think that's because they need every bit of rating that they can get. But
I feel like these next 3 episodes after next week is going to be decent. I think. I don't know. I know the trailer is decent. Okay. We're going to get a little stressed out from that girls trip.
Okay.
But for the life of me, because they're still filming right now.
Yep.
What is going on? What are you filming?
Cloudy, sourpuss.
Oh my God. And Stormy goes on live and says that she's leaving the show. So is she going to be in part of this filming after the hiatus? Because she's going to be on these next 3 episodes.
You know, to be honest with you.
Huh?
If that's what she needs to do is exit from the show, then that's what she should do.
Stage left.
Much love and success to her.
Yeah. And Lord have mercy, Wanda. I see American Born said Wanda's going live again tomorrow. Y'all.
I'm gonna respect my elders.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. It was a great loss for Kiki. Kiki was a great loss. I hate that. I don't talk about her because it's, you know what I mean. I just
yeah, y'all were closer than
we were,
for sure,
and it was hurtful. Yeah, I don't talk about that. Okay. But I was like, I wish nobody else would talk about it.
Yeah,
I just wish they let her be.
Right.
So we'll see what these. No, Kimmy is a Delta, I believe. She's not a K. I think Kimmy's a Delta. Somebody said Child Wonder is no elder. She's just older cousin.
I agree.
Oh my God. But y'all, I would I'm gonna call you everything else. Thank you so much for this night. Let's talk about what you got going on. She has a remarkable podcast. Tell us about your podcast.
Thank you. I love the way you say remarkable.
It is. It's really
good. Listen, guys. So I have a podcast. It's called Conversations with the Fly Aunt. We have subjective and progressive conversations. Just had season 2 episode premiere. Girl Chat talked about dating. I would love for you guys to come over to my YouTube and engage and like and follow the content in the podcast. I'm on YouTube as The Fly Aunt, AUNT, Fly Aunt, and you can get the podcast on all podcasting platforms. And yeah, come over, engage, and listen up. It's not Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's a little bit more informative, and it's fun, and it's easy to listen to and digest. And we like scratch the surface on some topics and just get people thinking about certain things that you may be only reserved talking about that like in the comfort of your own home. So I would love to have you guys. It's always a good time. I see like there's like notifications like crazy in here. So I am glad to have the opportunity to engage with the Millie crew. It's always a good time. I miss you, friend. We need to do more of these and get back into our relationship podcast we were having, our relationship series.
I really do miss you too. We had I think with love and relationship, I think we just kind of I don't know where to go because you was talking about. Let me tell you what she said. She was like, "Well, we need to talk about what's their name," because I don't talk about them.
Netta and Charles.
I was like, absolutely not. I don't do that. I don't have time.
Girl, had we would have caught Netta and Charles before the icons became icons.
Let me tell you though. Let me tell you what I did listen to. I did listen to Tia and Netta. That was epic. Baby, Tia didn't even breathe doing that at all. Like she didn't even breathe the way I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
When she said, not only like when she gave the read about the Pirelli tires, I rolled off my bed and got off the app. I said, you know what? When she called her cantaloupe skin, I said, baby, I said, baby, I am not trying to go on to the promised land tonight. Let me close this app out.
Girl, when she said
but she called Tia out. And that's what you get. You better leave people like Tia don't breathe in between the read.
It's kind of hard to believe that people really act like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I would.
But see, this is the thing when people get too ahead of themselves. She's saying everything, but Charles, your lunch is ready. She need to go back to that. Yeah. Try to force feed that man some bread and some lasagna with the pepperonis on top, and leave everything else alone. Just stop with her hot air balloon hot tub. Just stop.
Cause I was like, I ain't gonna be able to do this. I was like, girl, we talk about love and relationships.
Listen, I want us to talk to people that are into polyamory. I really want to talk to people about that.
I tried to get Kenya, y'all. I have been trying to get Kenya from Seeking Brother Husband. I have been trying to get Kenya on this Millie Chan TV for so long. Wait a minute, she said no. When she said her face looked like a crab boil, I logged off.
Baby, that's Tia can read.
I'm trying to get Kenya on here because I wanted to talk about polyamory and I want to talk about polygamy.
Yeah, I think we gotta figure that out. We gotta figure that out.
Because I'm gonna say this. I don't know if y'all feel like this in the chat. I know this whole conversation has gone somewhere else. But do you believe that one person can truly fulfill you? I ain't saying cheat on nobody. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like if you are in a relationship, do you feel like you can 100% discuss everything with your partner? Or you just have a friend, maybe a friend from kindergarten that has grown up with you, and this is the person you go to bounce that off because you don't feel like your person is gonna really understand. Do you have friends like that?
My belief is I don't think you should rely on another person for your fulfillment. I think you should have your own joy, your own self-fulfillment, be a whole person. And then, yes, there is another person that I believe that can be your twin flame, your soulmate, and you could be happy with that person. But I think if you're not whole within, then you can't, and not satisfied with yourself, you're not going to be able to be satisfied with somebody else in that way.
No, I believe that. I believe you are in control of your own happiness. 100%.
Yeah.
Nobody can make you happy but you. And with you doing that, then you can go out and you can live your life and you can show happiness so people react differently. I agree with that. But at the same time, do you think that's the question I want? Because Kenya is like, we don't, like on the show, her husband, her real husband, slept in another room. But the dude that she wanted to marry, they slept in another room together. So they leave out the kitchen. But what I had come to find out is that when her husband goes to the room by himself, he on the phone with his woman. Because now they all on Instagram going out to dinner together. Him and his wife and his woman, Kenya, her husband and her man. Like, it's insane.
Listen, things have been, life is so different now. Like, nobody is sticking to the traditional forms of marriage and relationships. So if that's how they find their peace, and I guess find their love and find their marriage vows, I can say that, okay, that's great for them. As for me,
I couldn't do it.
I don't want to be that kind of strong. That ain't in me.
I could have somebody I talk to. I could definitely have somebody I talk to. But I just don't think I could have.
Okay. Well, I am being summoned.
Okay.
By my son to go pick him up, child, down to the quinceañera, child.
Not the quinceañera in Atlanta.
Yes, girl.
Well, look, honey, I'm gonna let you go. Chat. Thank you all for being here. Me and the Fly Aunt will have to do this again because I did miss you, friend. I really did. So
all right, guys. Bye, Millie Chun TV crew. See y'all next time.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you. I love this. I love talking to y'all. It has been fabulous. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll have another call to action. We'll have Erica Lowe on the call. She is the Assistant Chief of Staff to the President in the Office of Public Engagement. So we're going to check in with the President because I know we're in Kamala land, most of us, and that's a great place to be. But I do want to talk about what the President is doing in this season right here that he's on. He's just brought these people back from Russia. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about just where we are with it. So I hope you all join. The link is already it's on my live page. It's on my live on YouTube, but I will definitely have it in my stories tomorrow on Instagram. I will have it there. But I hope you all enjoyed this night, enjoyed this wrap up with Love and Marriage Huntsville, because I felt like I hadn't really talked about it other than a review and in a couple of lives. And I wanted the Fly Aunt to help me because I know she and we talk about it, we watch it like that. So thank you all so much for being here, and I hope I see you all tomorrow. No, it's Camelot. I love it. But this has been wonderful. And if there's something that you all want to see, hear, talk about, please let me know. Let me know because I'm here for you, and I just want to, I want to be engaged. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all. You all have a good evening, and I hope to see you all tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central on Millie Chun TV for a call to action. Okay? I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. It's your girl, Millie Chun. I'm out.